Hey love, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Diana Nicole. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring my bell so that you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Y'all, I'm super excited about today's video. Today I'm going to tell you how we paid off all of our debt except for our home. We paid off about $60,000 in debt. Yeah, wow. I know. I never really knew that number until I wrote it all down, and when I did that, y'all, it was very scary. But so if you have debt, just know you can get out of it. No matter what the number is, you can always get out of it. So most of our debt consists of, and if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes because I want to make sure I don't miss anything. Most of our debt consists of medical debt, and majority of it was medical and student loans, but medical was a little bigger than some of the student loans. We had 2 auto loans, personal loans, family loans, several credit cards, and again, several student loans. So that's what the $60K in debt consists of. We paid all this off about 3 years ago. It took us about 4.5 years to get the debt paid off because we did have to press pause, off and on. There's gonna be emergencies, things are gonna happen, things are gonna come up that's out of your control. So we did have to press pause, off and on to handle those emergencies, and then press play again once we got those situated to start back paying the debt off. Now, you can get out of debt as fast as you want or as slow as you want. There's no right or wrong way. It's all up to you, what you want to put in it and how quick you want to get out. Or if you're okay with, taking it a little slower and getting out, that's okay. But if you feel like, I'm done with this, I'm ready to be done with this, and I'm going to move a little faster, you can do that too. Just remember, no right or wrong way to get out of debt. At first, we started out a little slow, by throwing a little extra money towards the debt. But on the side, I also was trying to save some. That's a big no-no. I just do not like being broke. But I've been there. By the grace of God, I'm no longer there, but I've been there. And it happens, so don't feel bad. So I had to learn that you can't save your way out of debt. So what you want to do is get you $1,000 into an emergency savings, okay? Therefore, while you're paying off debt, you won't have to worry about trying to keep saving. Go ahead and just get you $1,000 up into emergency savings, and then you can start paying your debt off. So before you even start paying off any debt, go ahead and get you $1,000 saved. You want to need that. You need that. Because as you know, life happens, something comes up, something tears, something breaks, and you got to fix it. Something may come up in your family where somebody needs something and you may have to be there for them. So that's where that $1,000 can come in. If something happens and something tears up or something breaks or you need to get something fixed, you got that $1,000 that you can go back to for your emergencies while you're trying to pay your debt off. I'm about to give you the steps, and then I'm gonna tell you some of the things we did and some of the things that we cut out in order to get the ball moving a little faster, okay? So step 1, you want to get out a piece of paper and write down all your debt. Write everything down. Once you have your list together, then go back and put them in order from smallest to largest based on the balance, not the interest rate, okay? That's your first step. This is going to give you that number that I told you that I was a little scared about because I had no idea what the number was. I mean, I knew we had debt, but I didn't know it was that. I didn't know it was that much, I never sat down to try to add it all up. So yeah, get your list, write it down, then go back, put it in order from smallest to largest, add it up, and you'll be able to see what your number is. But don't let that number intimidate you, because you can get rid of this debt. I know people that's got out of debt that owe more than me or less than me. They can do it, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. So don't let that deter you, okay? But that will kind of just give you your number so you can know, what your debt is. Step 2, you want to look at your budget, and you want to see if you have any extra money left over each month that you actually can start throwing towards your debts. Now, if you don't have a budget, you need to get on one and go watch my video on how to create a budget, because you definitely want to be on a budget so you can know how much you actually can put towards paying off this debt first. You really want to know what your numbers are. You want to know how much is coming in, going out, and how much is available to start attacking your debt, okay? Now, step 3, you also want to look at your budget and see if you have anything that you can actually cut down that you're not using, or cut out because you're not using it at all? Is there something you can spend less on each month and apply that extra money towards your debt? So go back in and look at your debt and see, hey, what can I cut down on? What can I cut out that I can start throwing this additional money towards my debt on top of the extra money that I found, the first time. So definitely take a look at that. Step 4, you want to start throwing anything extra that you found in your budget towards the first debt, okay? You're gonna focus on one debt at a time. Do not try to pay on multiple ones at once. Continue making your normal minimum payments before it's like paying your debt off. You wanna start with one debt at a time, and we wanna start focusing on the smallest debt first, okay? And then we'll work our way up to the largest debt, okay? Don't try to start with the largest debt or the highest interest rate first. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's gonna take you much longer to get out of debt if you're working on the biggest one first, or largest one, or the highest interest rate first. I know you're getting hit with a higher interest rate, but it's gonna take you longer to get out. You're gonna get aggravated and you're gonna quit. You wanna start with your smallest debt first so that you can go ahead and get some quick wins. Because once you see, bam, I paid off that first one. Bam, I done got rid of the second. Bam, I done got rid of the third one. You're gonna be like, oh, I can do this. I got this. So that's why, and you're gonna be like, oh, this didn't take me long at all. I should have been done this. So don't try to go with the largest debt. Don't try to go with the highest interest rate. Start with the smallest ones first. Knock those small babies out, and then keep rolling on to the next one. This is going to keep you motivated. This is going to keep you going, and you're going to be excited about it, that you're going to want to attack this debt, okay? Because you're ready to keep your money in your bank account. You're tired of sending it to them into their bank account. So that's the purpose of getting out of debt. Just keeping your money home and paying yourself first. And it's okay if you got into debt. I didn't learn this stuff until I actually got into debt, and I was like, okay, how I'm getting out of it. So it's okay. So definitely, again, start with the smallest one first so that you can get some quick wins. So these are the steps that we took to pay off the debt. Now, after you pay your first debt off, apply all that money that you were using towards that first debt. Go ahead and start applying that same money to the second one to keep the ball rolling, okay? Don't say, oh, I done paid this card off, I got an extra $100. Nope. Yes, I paid that card off, but that extra $100 that was going to that one a month is now going to the second debt so that I can get rid of that one even faster than I got rid of the first one. You get me? So that's what you want to do, okay? Now, some of the things we did to keep the ball rolling and to have more money applying towards the debt were, y'all, we cut cable for a while. We didn't want to do it, but at first, we cut cable for a while. We had our Wi-Fi, and I used my brother's Netflix account. And of course, I know they're trying to, stop the house share and stuff now, but I'm just telling you, that's what we did. We had to cut that cable for a while. At first, we didn't like it, but we got used to it. The second thing we did, we cut all the subscriptions that we weren't using. Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, or even if we were using them, we canceled those subscriptions because we needed that extra money to go towards those debts. So that's something else that we did. Instead of getting my hair done every week, if you know me personally, you knew I love short hair, and I was in the hairdresser every week getting those curls done. You could ask my stylist. I started going to bi-weekly, and then after that, I started going every 3 weeks to take that additional money to put it towards the debt. Y'all, I stopped getting my nails done. Now, that was a hard one, too. Because I have a bad habit of biting at my lip with my hands, with my nails. But I stopped getting my nails done. If I see where I was getting ready to, like people bite their nails, I pull my lip. I'll have to go get some quick press-ons, $5, $7, just to keep me from doing that. But yeah, for a while, I didn't get my nails done. I threw that extra money towards the debt. Because like I said, you can get out of it as fast as you want or as slow as you want. And I wanted to get out of it. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. So that's some of the things that I did. We paused on family vacations. This not only affected me, it affected the children too. I hated it, but this is where we were. So we had to find things to do at home, and which we did. Stuff outside, swimming pool, go out there and play kickball. We had to find different things to do. So we weren't out of town, but we were still having some fun at home. Board games. We just had to bring it back to how it used to be back in the day when we didn't have all this other stuff to do. A very big one for us, y'all, we had to stop eating out because we love to eat out. And it's 5 of us. So, every time we sit down, you looking at $60, $80, $100, depending on where you're going. Most of our money was going to eating out. I was amazed once I added up and looked at what we were doing, y'all. We were eating our money. That's where that was going. That helped us attack. When we stopped eating out like that and started cooking more at home, like now I'm still cooking 7 days a week. unless it's just where I'm busy where I can't cook. And I just, the habit stayed once, you know, we had to do that to get out of debt. But we spent a lot of money on food. I was amazed. So that money started going towards the debt. We started taking our lunch to work. So instead of going to the food truck every day, spending $10 to $12, and you know, both of us grabbing lunch every day, you know, so just say we both spent $10 a day. That's $20 a day, times 5. Look at that, how much we're spending a week on just eating out for lunch breaks. And then just say you spending $100 a week just for lunch for 2 people, grabbing at the food truck or out to eat. 4 weeks, that's $400. So food, yes, definitely look at your food and see. I bet you can save some money there to throw it towards your debt if you want to. Not saying you got to, but this is some of the things that we did. We said no to invites for a while. Any invites that was gonna cost us some money, we had to say no. If they had a party where we had to go out to eat, we can't do that right now. And it's okay. Hey, we wanted that extra money because we wanted to get out of debt faster, and we could enjoy them later. You get what I'm saying? We stopped the unnecessary shopping, like, you know, things we didn't really need but just wanted to get. We cut down on the unnecessary shopping. Now this is gonna be a big one for some people, and if you know me personally, you know I did it. We sold both of our cars. I love my Chrysler 300. I had a black Chrysler 300. I love my car, but we sold both of them, and I got me a cash car, and he went into our Tahoe that we had. It was already paid off in here, but of course, you know, we was in car notes. So that was another big one that we did. At first, hey, selling my car, that thing hurt me, but after I saw how much we were saving, not on the car notes and being able to throw it towards the debt, I was all right. But in the beginning, I was but not saying you got to be that extreme. But once again, I said you can get out of debt as fast as you want it or as slow as you want it. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. So we had to do what we had to do. We both started side hustles. I used to sell jewelry. You know me personally, you know I used to sell jewelry. You know I used to do the at-home jewelry shows and all. So that was something that I did for a side hustle. He cut grass on the side. He actually worked for a moving company on the side. So we got into some side hustles. We also both jumped on overtime. If the job offered overtime, we were on it. And if you know me personally, when I worked at UPS, I was cross-trained, so I knew how to work 2 departments. So I was always going to work that other department to get that overtime money to help us get out of debt. So that was another thing that I did. My mom owned the consignment shop. So anything that we weren't using or didn't need or that was in the shed, I got a booth at her shop, and we sold those things. And that's another way that helped us get out of debt. But those are just some of the things that we did that I can think of right now. There's so much you can do to get the ball rolling. A lot of people, I know yard sales was a major thing that I saw a lot of people do to get their emergency savings up. They were like, well, I don't have any extra money to save to get emergency savings. So you know what they did? They did a yard sale. And that's how they earned their $1,000 emergency savings. So like I said, you can do what you can do, you know, what works for you. No right or wrong way. And I'm gonna tell you some tips that we did, but I'll tell you about one of my sick and tired moments where I was like, you know, I'm sick of this. I went to get gas one day, and my car declined at the pump. And I'm like, now I know I had some money in here to get gas. So I tried it again, still didn't decline. It still declined. So logged on the app, guess what? My husband beat me getting gas. So that was my breaking point. So people have breaking points, people have moments, but that was my moment when I said, you know what? I'm sick of this. He had to get gas. I couldn't be mad at him because he got gas, but we just didn't communicate that day that he was the one getting it. So when I went to get gas, I couldn't get gas that day. That was my breaking point where I said, you know what? I'm sick of this. I'm sick and tired of this. I make decent money. Why the hell am I in debt? So that was like one of my breaking points. So my moment, just to let you guys know like what got me started or got us started or into this. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I was all more into this than he was. You know, yeah, he wanted our debt to be paid off, but not every extra cent going to pay it off. That, you know, but we had to do what we had to do. We were sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I think I was a little more fed up than him, you know, but it was just time. So some tips that I can say is make sure you put your $1,000 up in your emergency savings first before paying off any debt, okay? You want to make sure that you got that savings so if something comes up, you have that account where you can handle your business when that emergency does come up, okay? Because it's gonna rain. We already know that, right? It's gonna rain. So you gotta have that $1,000 up for a rainy day. The second thing I can say is if an emergency does come up, what you wanna do is pause paying off your debt and throw all that extra money that you were putting towards the debt towards that emergency, okay? So you can try to stay away from your emergency savings. But if you have to go in your emergency savings to get some additional money, that's okay. That's what it's there for. What you want to do is handle your emergency, still press pause on paying off the debt, and build that $1,000 back up. Once you get your $1,000 back in your emergency savings, press play again and start paying off your debt again, okay? Another tip I can say is if you settle with any creditors, like you want to get it in writing. You want to have them mail it or you want to have them email it. Make sure it's dated and on company letterhead saying that, yeah, you owe $400, but we're settling for $100. Do not give them any money until you have that letter in your hand. What I did was had them email it to me, and if they couldn't email it, because some companies say, hey, we don't email, but we'll mail it out. I'll wait on you to get it, wait till I get it in the mail. Then once I got it, then I paid them. Another tip I would say is pay them with a money order or a check. Paper trail is always good, okay? If you want to pay them out your bank account, you can, but some people are a little skeptical, and I was at sometimes that they could go in there and, actually choose what amount. You over the phone, you tell them, okay, I'm paying $100, but they go ahead and put that $400 in, and once you give them your bank account number or your card number. So that's why it's best to try to pay them with a check or a money order, okay? I have a big book of settlement letters, proof of payments. Keep all this stuff in case it comes up again. And the reason I say that is because I had 2 creditors that I did accept their settlement that they sent in the mail, but then they tried to sell the balance left to another creditor. So I had to contact that creditor, send them proof of the settlement letter and proof of my payment to get them to actually remove that from trying to collect. So keep all your paperwork in it, especially on the settlements, okay? Definitely do that. Now, also, any settlements that you receive and that you pay, you want to go ahead and contact the credit bureau. I did all my stuff online, dispute it, and then send them proof of the settlement, send them proof of your payment, and tell them to please change this debt to paid in full. And I did it to all 3 credit bureaus online. I didn't have to mail anything out. I just did it online through their dispute, through the app. I had them on my cell phone, and that's how I got all that stuff removed off my credit report. And another thing I can tell you is not everyone is if you get on this journey, not everybody is gonna agree with what you're doing. They're not gonna agree with how you're doing it, and you're just gonna have to be okay with that. You're gonna have to stay focused because this is what you want for your life, and it's okay. And it's okay if that's not what they want. I had a friend tell me, "You're gonna always have a car payment." No, I'm not. I don't want a car payment. So, like I said, sold my car, got me my cash Honda. My Honda was riding. Guess what? Several years. No car payment. It's all up to you. It's no right way, it's no wrong way, but if you see that somebody is not on this journey, not necessarily on the journey with you, but if they're not giving you anything positive towards what you're trying to do, just kind of ignore it or just don't share what you're doing with them. I had to do that with some people. I had some people that was cheering for me, and I had some people that was like, girl, you crazy. So no offense against them. I just didn't share that with them when I paid off a debt. I had people that I could text and say, we paid this debt off today. We paid that off today. I had people in my community that was joining. I could communicate that with them. So don't get upset. You just can't share your journey with everybody, okay? Because everybody's not going to be happy for you. But I just want to let you know you can do it. If we can do it, you can definitely do it. So y'all comment if you have any questions, any concerns. And as always, y'all know, stay safe, stay blessed, and stay healthy. Bye.